Hello guys, welcome back to TierSpec TV. Today is the day that the drivetrain goes back into the Defender. I feel almost bad. I mean, this looks so clean and pure and just perfect in its current state, and we're going to go get that engine out, which is not in its best shape, but that's also why we need to get it in here. We're going to plonk it straight in, and that will allow us also having like a good kind of workbench for it to, because we'll have it exposed from all sides, and it's going to be at a good height and everything. Right now it's looking a bit sorry for itself, lying on its side down in that building, and that's also why the goat is here.
The rubber goat.
Yes, that is called a goat. I don't know why.
It's called a rubber goat, and I don't know why.
It's called a rubber goat in Danish. Most people would call it a tractor or a loader or something, but nope, that is the goat. Not the greatest of all time, just the goat. So yes, the goat is here. Back again, as we said last time, pulling the whole drivetrain out and now putting it back in. So let's go have a look at some mounts. So we have a pair of brand new engine mounts right here. These are not genuine, these are an aftermarket one, because genuine ones, or let's start by telling you the price of these ones, which are about £40, like 38, 39 each. Genuine ones are £165 each. So I don't know if there's a significant difference in quality, whether these are going to be crap, but we'll try these, and in the worst case that they have a catastrophic failure, not the hardest things to change in the world, we can just probably prop the engine up or something and swap in some new ones. So we'll go with the aftermarket ones, which are considerably cheaper, and if I find out that was a mistake in the future, I'll have to fork out the money for genuine ones perhaps, but we'll go with these for now. These are the ones we pulled out of the Defender last year, and these are genuine ones, I believe, because they have the Land Rover logo on the rubber right here. So I don't know if these are also the original ones that have been there since factory, or if they were replaced at some point, then whoever replaced them with genuine ones. But to be honest, these ones don't look too bad. I mean, there's a bit of surface rust around the metal bracket, and they're obviously sort of oily and diesely, but the rubber part's not cracked, and the metal is not also cracked. I mean, like I said, a bit of surface rust and stuff, but I think you could clean that up and it would be pretty much okay. So we're not going to chuck these out, we'll keep them, because then we can keep them as spares, or like for an emergency scenario or a future project or who knows what. But they look fine, and I don't recall having any issues with my engine mounts when it was still driving.
Well, you'll figure that out when we put the other ones in.
Yes.
It's a whole different drive.
Yeah. Exactly. So we'll keep these for now. I'll clean them up at a later time. Then over here we've got these are the gearbox mounts. We're not quite 100% sure which way these all fit in, because you have these gearbox mounts and then you have also these sort of mounting blocks as well. So we need to familiarize ourselves with how those fit together, because we can't remember off the top of our heads without looking at another Defender, which we don't have.
If you gave this to an alien and asked, what is this for? They wouldn't say.
I mean, I think if you gave most human objects to aliens, they probably wouldn't know what they're for. But especially,
you're probably right about that.
Especially, that is
alien.
That's a mounting bracket for a Land Rover R380 gearbox.
Yeah.
So who knows? Anyway, we've got the new brackets. Again, these ones don't look terrible, to be honest. There's surface rust, but if you cleaned those up, you could probably, like I have with a lot of the other things, you could probably clean those up, sand them off a bit and powder coat them, and they'd probably be fine. But I did buy new ones from YRM along with all the other bits that I got as well. So these are galvanized brackets, which have then been powder coated black as well to go along with everything else. So we're going to be using these, but also I don't think we necessarily need to get rid of these.
Oh, no, definitely
probably keep those around as spares or a future project or whatever. And then we've got the old brackets here as well, which these have that looks like it's
abuse.
I mean, that looks like it's come off of
sandblasted with rocks.
Yeah, it looks like it's been sandblasted or shot out. These have seen better days and are obviously worth replacing, because as we just said, that doesn't look great. The threads are rusty.
It is a rubber part, so the rubber will.
It's a rubber part,
vibration,
and they're not expensive either. These were 18 quid from LOF, excluding the import VAT, which I had to pay when they arrived, but still not expensive. And then we've got some fitting kits from YRM relating to gearbox mounts. We're not quite sure again how these fit together. So we're going to have to figure this out, or maybe reference some old videos or something to try and figure out how all of that
That's why we do these
together.
videos, just so we can go back.
Yeah, we don't make these videos for anyone else. No. We make them so that when we're building things later, we go back and reference them.
Yeah, we're
So
just looking it up.
this
and
is
like, oh, it goes.
This is purely for future Liam and Nissa. No one else is watching this.
Wakey, wakey. Yeah, damn, he looks sad.
Yep, seen better days. With the drivetrain finally back in daylight, I tried cleaning off some of the dust and dirt it had accumulated while Nissa got the engine mount installed.
So, plan of action now is to mount the brackets onto the engine that holds the gearbox up. So, brackets on the gearbox mounts. Right now we are missing one bolt on each side. We might just have a look at the internet, see if the right bolts we got, because we got the engine mounts bolts, which we think are the right bolts, because these ones looks very much used compared to the engine mount, because they're right up to the engine. So we've got 3 of these types, and we got 3 of these types. And then we're going to put these 2 guys and bolt those on. It'll be fine with 3 bolts for now, and we could just rummage through and find the last ones. I might have some down at the farm as well. Then we're going to take these ones and very carefully place them where they need to be, and then lower the gearbox onto this bit here, so they bolt on. So this part fixes onto the chassis frame itself, and this one sits onto the gearbox. So we'll place this one down, put this one on, and then slowly put them into place. I think that is the plan of action right now. See how it goes. And we're going to Loctite everything down. We should be this side maybe? No, it's not on this side, it's on this side. It's not. See what the internet says. They're loosely mounted in, so we can kind of adjust them upwards a bit to force them into the mounting brackets. Same goes with the engine mounts. So I think we are ready to try and drop him in.
So the whole drivetrain is now in, but we need to, in typical TSPEC TV fashion, take it all out again because we forgot something, and that is this heat shield, which just goes on top of the engine mount there, on that side to, well, protect from heat. So we're going to just lift it up again, and then there's also an issue with the gearbox mount. Nissa, do you want to show that?
Yeah.
So we can do a comparison.
Take the old one here and line that up with the new one, so the bend and the corner piece matches up. As you can see, we're missing about a good 2 centimeters, and those 2 centimeters are going to be a problem because right now this balancing counterbalance thing is hitting the chassis leg right now, so we need to get these 2 centimeters closer to this side to get a bit more room, wiggle room over here. I know this one should be very close to it, but right now it's pretty much touching it.
Yeah.
And so these ones need to be cleaned and then painted up again. And then we're going to swap the other one as well, because the other one has a bit more of an incline on it. As you can see, there's a bit of an angle to it, where the other ones are a bit more straight. So we're going to put this one on as well. So it's 2 old ones, and maybe these are for 110 or a disco or something. But those ones, but these ones are definitely for the Defender.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what's up with these. I might contact YRM about it, just out of curiosity, because it's obviously quite a big difference in size, and not a difference that, say, could be made from the fact that it's been powder coated. It's obviously like a manufacturing thing that has been made that way. I don't know why it's such a size difference, but we can reuse those old mounts. They just need cleaning up, and then I'll get them either painted or powder coated or whatever. So we'll just reuse the old ones, but these will be fine for holding it in place right now. And then there is also a heat shield that is meant to go on to the gearbox mount there as well for the exhaust, which runs along there. And this one kind of needs replacing. It's cracked and sort of corroding. but that is something that I can just order a new one of from Paddocks. So I will do that for next time, and we'll just leave this as it is until we get those gearbox mounts refreshed, and then we can put a new heat shield in and the sort of refurbished mounts when ready.
And we can actually put the top nut on the starter motor now.
Yeah.
Got so much space for it now.
With the engine in, we could then mount the steering box, and already we were grateful for the abundance of space. Some of you may remember we replaced the box some years ago, and to say it was a tight fit with the bodywork on would be an understatement.
So, interesting little discovery. We cannot fit the panhard bracket that goes on here because I have got the wrong fitting kit. Or technically not the wrong fitting kit, because I bought a fitting kit which is for Defenders up to 2000. And my Defender is from 99, but this is a whole new chassis, of course, and it must be modelled after later Defenders. And therefore I need the kit which is 2000 onwards for the panhard fixing kit. So we can't fit that panhard bracket at the moment, but it's not a big issue. I'll just have to order the other fixing kit.
We moved on to other bits we could install. I secured the power steering lines with a YRM kit, while Nissa mounted the fuel tank cradle. However, despite it being an updated design compared to the factory unit, which usually mounts from the inside, it still wasn't an easy fit, taking quite a lot of persuasion to go in.
So that's probably about it for today. We're kind of running out of things to bolt onto this chassis, which is really annoying, not because we want to do more, well, because of that, but because it means that to continue I need to go and spend even more money, because I spent a lot of money to get to this stage to be able to create this, and now, as I said, we've sort of run out of things to attach to it once we've got the drivetrain in. So it is time for me to go spend more money if we want this project to continue. So please like and subscribe and watch this 1,000 times so we can make sure that this build continues. I feel like, I mean, I don't know in terms of like hours and money spent if this is the truth, but it feels sort of halfway-ish, I think.
I don't think we're halfway yet, okay. To be fair.
I thought you were going to go, yeah. It's like, no.
Oh, we
okay. I mean,
still got a bit to go.
Yeah, we've got the foundation. More than a foundation. The foundation is the chassis. We've got more than a foundation. And if all of that stuff over there, not the goat, the stuff behind the goat, the Defender, if all of that was in good shape, we could just plonk it on here and be done with it. And that's like, now that's where my head is at. I just want it back, that I'm like, can we not just take that, put it on here, and I'm just going to drive it and we'll figure out the rest later, you know? I almost wish we could do that and just keep going, and I'll just fix other things later. But now, the video's not quite over. One more thing we need to do is we're going to put this down there now. So this has been, I mean, a good, like, it's been 3 weeks since we started building this up now. I think this is the 3rd weekend that we've been working on it. And in that time, it's just been sat here outside, and I've just been covering it up, basically, in between on the days that we're not working on it. And frankly, we've had actually so little rain. We've only had like 2 days of rain or something in the last few weeks, so it actually hasn't mattered that much. But yeah, I have been covering it up. But now that the engine and everything is here, it's getting slightly more sensitive. But we've also got wheels on it, so it's a rolling chassis, so we can easily move it around. So it's going to go down there. The other thing being that the engine was kind of taking up the space where this would go, and that's now free. So we're going to move it down there, wheel it down there, and then when we want to work on it, we can pull it out and put it back here when the weather is nice, like today. Or alternatively, when the weather is not on our side, we can actually carry on working on it down there. So we're not going to be controlled by whatever the Danish summer wants to do, which is very unpredictable. It could be perfect, it could be catastrophe. So I think we're going to use the goat for that, I guess, because we can't just wheel it down there because it will go through the back door. There is an incline there, so it will end up in the forest somewhere. So we'll anchor it to the goat while we gently get it down back into that barn, and that's where it will sleep for now. But it's not going to be another year until we get things out again, like the engine and everything else. I'm going to make sure this momentum continues, because although it may bankrupt me, I want this Defender back so badly. So that is it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.